The plague struck the Yucatan people in 1571. One man discovered a plant and drank it with others. The substance turned the people blue and rendered them unable to breathe air. They quickly moved to the ocean and established the Talocan civilization. Kukulkan was born to one of the women who consumed the plant. The baby grew up to become Talocan's ruler. When Fen died, she requested that she be buried on the property. Kukulkan led a group of guards up to the land where he discovered a civilization. They attacked civilization in order to make space for his mother's burial. One of the villagers dubbed him Namor, which translates as the boy without love. Shuri works hard in her lab, attempting to create an artificial heart-shaped herb for her dying brother and Wakanda's king, T'Challa, who is terminally ill. Ramonda enters the lab slowly, announcing the king's death. Wakanda is still having problems with other nations wanting their vibranium a year later. The Dora Milaje apprehend French military personnel attempting to steal from their outpost. Later, Ramonda addresses the United Nations and discloses the French attempt to steal. She reminds the countries that even though the Black Panther is no longer present, they will continue to fight. Americans mine in the ocean at a mining outpost using a vibranium detector invented by an MIT student, Riri Williams. This is used to locate vibranium in the ocean. They are suddenly attacked by Talaconals, who do not want them stealing their vibranium. Namor shoots down the last remaining survivor helicopter. Ramonda and Shuri go to the water to mourn the year since T'Challa's death. Despite Shuri's lack of preparation, they burn their funeral robes to mark the end of the mourning period. Namor then arrives, crossing the border by swimming under the water. He tells them about Talocan and asks for their assistance in stopping foreigners from stealing vibranium. He also explains that vibranium is not only found in Wakanda, but also in Talocan. Ramonda scolds him, concerned about his presence. He informs them that he intends to kill the scientist who created the machine and that they can assist him but cannot stand in his way. Shuri and Okoye go to reach Everett Ross, who provides them the name and place of the young scientist despite the fact that he may have given away private information. Okoye and Shuri then travel to Cambridge, Massachusetts in search of Williams. They pursue her to her garage, where she reveals that she is developing Iron Man-style armor. They are, however, being watched by the FBI. Okoye escapes in her car, Shuri on her motorcycle, and Williams in her armor. They are unexpectedly met by Talaconals, Atuma, and Namora. Shuri and Williams are captured after a brief skirmish. The next day, Ross arrives and confronts with his ex-wife, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. He also discovers and conceals Kamoyo beads. In Wakanda, an enraged Queen Ramonda chastises Okoye for losing Shuri, that is exacerbated by prior cases such as when she appeared to side with Killmonger when he supplanted the throne, and fires her as general. In Talocan, Shuri and Williams awaken. Namor demonstrates the civilization to Shuri, attempting to persuade her of his ideals and even granting her his mother's bracelet. However, she is opposed to killing Williams. Meanwhile, Ramonda travels to Haiti to see Nakia, who has missing from Wakanda for 6 years. She requests that Nakia locate Shuri for her. Nakia conducts some snooping and discovers the location. She then separates Williams and Shuri while Ramonda discusses Namor's plan with him. They return to Wakanda, only to be tormented again when Namor and his people invade. They flood the city, resulting in an all-out war. Namor destroys all Wakandan cars before flooding the throne with Ramonda and Williams. Ramonda swims to save Williams when she begins to drown. She is able to save Williams, but she drowns in the process. Shuri laments her mother's death as Namor informs her that she is now queen. Then he and his people flee the country. Meanwhile, Allegra de Fontaine discovers that Ross has been conversing with Wakanda the entire time and arrests him. M'Baku approaches Shuri after the funeral and makes the moral decision that she must not kill Namor. He then informs her that he will provide shelter for the relocated Wakandans as a result of the attack. Shuri then creates the artificial heart-shaped herb with Namor's mother's bracelet, which finally works. After taking it, she goes to the astral plane and is welcomed by Eric Killmonger, who asserts they are the same. They argue briefly before Shuri declares that she will kill Namor for vengeance. Shuri gets out of bed and puts on a suit. She then appears as the Black Panther at a conference between M'Baku and the Elders. In preparation for the fight, Shuri and Williams realize they are able to weaken Namor by heating his body to the point where it can no longer receive oxygen. They then create a second set of Ironheart armor. Shuri gives Okoye unique armor, called the Midnight Angels, that functions similarly to Iron Man's. Okoye enlists Annika to join her two-woman team. They use a vessel in the ocean to lure the Talaconals into a trap. Namor appears to have the upper hand as the battle begins. However, Black Panther captures him in a Royal Talon fighter as individuals flee the battle. Meanwhile, the Dora Milaje battle the Talaconals on the ship's side, and the Jabari tribe. Nakia and the others go up against the leaders. Ironheart and the Midnight Angels deal with the Talaconals in the air. Namor is weakened as the Black Panther gets hot the King Talon fighter, but he starts to break free with his spear. Black Panther fires a blast from her vibranium gauntlets, causing the entire ship to explode, sending the two adversaries further into island below. The two continue to fight till the Namor impales Shuri. Instead of killing her, he is more concerned with getting to the water until he dies. An injured Black Panther broke away and runs in front of Namor, who is limping. She then yells, "Wakanda forever," as she armors up.